Hi everyone, I'm Cecily and welcome to my channel, The Lover's Astro and Tarot. This reading is for anyone whose sun, moon, or ascendant is in the wonderful sign of Aries. So I've gone ahead and I've laid out your cards. Let's take a look at exactly what's going on for you in the month of August, Aries. So, the first thing that I can really see is you have two cards that came out immediately. You have the Ace of Swords and Judgment, but they both came out in reverse. So both of these cards are about making decisions when they're in the upright position. It's about the thoughts that are on your mind. It's about things coming to an end of a cycle. And romantically, it's basically saying that you have to make a decision. And you have to make a strong, life-changing decision. It's not just something that you get to kind of put off and the world will make the decision for you. This is something that you actually have to willfully decide. So when you get these two cards in the reverse position, basically what it's saying is you have decided to go back on your decision. That decision that was made in interest of yourself and what's best for you in your love life, you've went back on. You've kind of started to let this person get back under your skin a little bit, most likely, and this person is now sort of affecting your life. And this is somebody that you've been interested in or with for a very long time, and you being with them, the relationship isn't necessarily happy. It's not necessarily good, but there's a lot of trust and a lot of respect there. And at the same time, there's difficulties in this relationship. And it's making it really interesting because a part of you knows, especially with Judgment, you know that the cycle of your relationship is almost over. If you look at this card, it's basically the angels coming to call for judgment. And what that means in terms of relationships is you're now at this end phase and you have to make a decision. So for some people, it's going to be commitment or to break up. It's going to be marriage or to end maybe, a 5-10 year relationship. It might be trying to decide which partner you want, Aries, because there's a couple of court cards in this reading that have nothing to do with who you are as a person. You are in this spread as well, but there's two other possibilities of romance this month. So that's really letting me know that you're in a place of having to make a decision. Now, Judgment is actually a universal decision, meaning this is something you can't not avoid. You have to make a decision. But the Ace of Swords is a little bit different. And the Ace of Swords is actually your challenge. So Judgment is presenting you with the situation. And the Ace of Swords is actually you going through the motions to make the decision in the right way. The Ace of Swords, if it was in the upright position, would say that your head is on your shoulders, right? You're going about things in the right way. Yes, you have to make a decision. And yes, it's a big decision. But you have confidence and the ability to make that decision. Your head is in the right space. When you get it in reverse, it says that you're sort of avoiding this challenge. You're in a place where you've went back on your word. You've went back on something that was actually important to you. Your values in this relationship. You've compromised yourself somehow in order to have that love that you actually want to have. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It could even be something as simple as giving your partner a second chance after they've done something that really hurt you. And you've decided that you don't want the cycle to be over. You don't want the relationship to end. So you're going back for it. Now, your crowning card is actually a representation of you. And this is the only reason that I would say that maybe letting this person back into your life or allowing this person to be in your life in a way that's unhealthy is actually going to affect you in a negative way. So this is the Knight of Wands, Aries. This is representing you in this reading. Now the Knight of Wands came out in reverse as well. So this is letting me know, okay, you're feeling a little bit uneasy in the situation it's not making you ecstatic or happy. It's just something you're trying to work with. You're trying to work for that forgiveness. You're trying to work for that compromise. And it's a really difficult space for you to be in. It's kind of put out your flame a little bit, taken a little bit of the passion away in this relationship. And a part of you feels like your ego is getting smashed a lot by this particular person. I think, especially for an Aries, respect is number one. It's something that's very, very important in terms of relationships. And I think there's a part of you, Aries, that feels disrespected a little bit by the situation that you're in right now. You feel like you have the power, but you still aren't willing to take control. Those are a little bit, those are different things. I would say Capricorn is more of a control, Aries is more of a power. And this right here for you is really trying to say that you're lacking the ability to, you're putting yourself in a position where your power is now about control instead of your power being just a raw energy that you can use in a positive way. It's really important for you to take yourself out of this negative position. With you sitting here and being upside down like this, Aries, it's frustrating. And it's also going to give you issues in your partnership because it's not that you're not speaking up for yourself. You're very vocal and you're saying exactly what's on your mind, which is, you're an Aries. You have to. That's the one thing you have to do is you have to be in a position of power. You can't allow anything else. But at the same time, it's like you want something that you're not getting, Aries. You're not getting the type of relationship, the type of respect. It's almost there. It's like 80-20. You have most of what you want, but it's still really difficult for you to make that compromise because that 20% might be the fundamentals of the relationship. It might be the very foundation of this relationship is cracking as you get deeper and deeper into it. Now, your foundation card for this reading is actually the Fool. And, the Fool is all about starting over. Now, you receive the Fool in the reverse position. So, this is basically saying that you need to start over, Aries. It's a difficult place for you to be in, but it's actually going to be an adventure for you once you just commit and you say, okay, I know now what it is that I need. I know that my desires can be met whether I decide to stay in this relationship or whether I decide to take myself to a safer, more comfortable, valid relationship where I feel like the respect that I have earned and deserve is actually there. And you have, Aries, earned it. You really have. Especially in this particular reading, that's really important because I can see you very clearly in this reading. And it's not a matter of things that you've done wrong. It's a matter of time past and people don't always stay connected the way that, they want. But so Aries, this card is actually going to play out in two different ways. The Fool is going to play out in you having a fresh start in this relationship and you receiving the respect that you deserve, or it's going to play out in you saying, I'm walking away from this relationship and I'm going to allow myself to have the things that I need and I'm going to go on a new adventure. And Aries, it really is actually up to you. But the thing that I would say is coming up in the future, maybe mid-August, you're not going to feel like yourself. You're going to feel drained. Especially in the romance department, you're going to feel like, I don't know how to start over. I feel like I've done this before. I'm not really sure if this is the direction that I want to go. Now, this doesn't mean that you are actually breaking up with somebody, but it does mean that you're going to be kind of sick of their crap, which is unfortunate because it's a difficult position to be in. And sometime in the middle of the month, you're going to kind of it's like there's an epiphany coming. But instead of you acknowledging what's going on in your life and you accepting this change, you're kind of at a place where you wanna fight through it. You know, you want to be that ram and you want to just bulldoze your way through, but it's not working because the energy isn't there for you to do that. It's trying to put you on a different path, but you're kind of ignoring it and you're kind of just saying, you know what, this is good enough for me because I know that I love this person. But sometimes what's good enough for you, or what you think is good enough for you, isn't always good enough for you in the universe's eyes, and it's trying to push you into something else. Trust me, if the universe wants you to, you will be out of that relationship in a heartbeat, and there is nothing that you can do about it. And vice versa, if you're stuck in a relationship and you feel like it's not going anywhere, there's something that's uncompleted here. There's something that it's almost coming to a close, but it's still not quite there yet. And I understand that it's it's difficult. It's really frustrating, especially when you're in love with somebody, and the feelings here are definitely reciprocated. I just think that, sometimes we fall in love with people, and some people have great habits, some people have poor habits, and when when somebody shows their ass, unfortunately, it's frustrating. It's hard to quite accept ourselves in those situations. So, this is really interesting, Aries, because this is the Knight of Cups, right? And the Knight of Cups comes to you with an offer of love, with an offer of peace, even. This is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, somebody who's very deeply felt, somebody who wears their heart on their sleeve, very emotionally satisfying in terms of how much they give to you. But at the same time, even though this person can be very giving emotionally, they might have other selfish tendencies that are hard to deal with. And usually with water signs, I will say the one thing that we sometimes have a hard time understanding is respect. When a water sign is hurt, or when a water sign doesn't value you, they will easily disrespect you because everything is attached to the emotion for them. Everything in this relationship is attached to emotion for your partner. And if they feel like they're not getting your all, and they feel the fact that you're kind of swaying in and out of the relationship, it will cause them to... It's where this challenge is coming from. This Ace of Swords in reverse, not being able to make a decision whether you're going to commit wholeheartedly to this relationship or not. I think for a lot of people, it's going to be people that are in major committed relationships. It's going to be, that moment where you decide whether you want to get married, whether you want to have a child, whether you want to do something that's really important, because this Knight is going to offer you something new. Especially when the Fool is there as well. There's going to be some sort of offer for you. There's going to be some sort of coming together for the two of you in this relationship. And you're not going to know what to decide, Aries. So it's going to be an interesting month for you in August, because a part of you is going to feel really, really challenged by the idea of being in this relationship on a new level. And the new level of commitment is actually what you want. So I'm not taking that away from you. I'm just saying that, there's work to be done in the actual relationship before it can actually move forward. But your fear, Aries, is there's a type of logic here, a type of disrespect. This is the Page of Swords, and it came out in reverse. This is your hopes and fears card for this reading. So this kind of lets me know that right now you're in a place where you feel like I feel I have to be logical about this. I cannot use my emotions. My passion is all drained. My fire is burnt out, and I have to be smart. I have to be tactical. That's the fear behind it all, and the reason why is there's a part of you that feels like there were lies in the past, there was some sort of deceit in the past. With this person, Swords cards are about communication. They're all about our thoughts and the way we perceive other people. And this is letting me know that in your partnership at one point you felt like there was a lot of dishonesty. So you're still kind of sitting there waiting for this dishonest period to come to an end. But it actually has come to an end. It's at a close because this card came out in reverse. But there's still lingering effects, and those effects are affecting your decision in terms of this person in the relationship. Now, I know that we talked about you possibly leaving this relationship altogether. And Aries, that might be a possibility this month. But we're going to see what comes out for you as your outcome card. Okay, so your outcome card, Aries, is actually the Lovers, which is a really great card to have. So I'm going to split this 50-50 because when the card came out, it actually came out in reverse, but it flipped on its own into the upright position. So I'm going to say to you, Aries, that this is very much a choice in terms of what you and your partner decide to be this month. And for each of you, it's going to be very different scenarios. For some of you, this Lovers card is going to be a complete rejoining. The two of you are going to spend time together, a lot of time together. It's going to be joyous. It's going to be passionate. The flame is definitely going to be there this month, Aries, towards the end of the month. It's going to allow you to have what you wanted to have with this person, and it's going to be a wonderful experience. For some of you that it came out in reverse for, it's actually going to be a great experience, but there's going to be a lot of conflict. And when you get the Lovers in reverse, it's basically saying that you two are meant to be together on a certain level, but for whatever reason, you're not allowing things to play out in the proper way, and the timing is not right. So, Aries, a lot of your spread is about timing. So I'm going to turn the camera down just so you can see your entire spread. Okay, so you had Judgment come out first, and then the Ace of Swords was your challenge. After that, the Knight of Wands was your crowning card. The Fool was actually your foundation. The Ace of Wands is where you were coming from and where you're moving into. The Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords, two strong court cards, and definitely about you receiving this offer but being too logical about it and not knowing which direction to go. So Aries, you will have a full month in the month of August. So thank you so much for watching my channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope to see you next month. Bye.